please sit on the bus. Please.
Yeah, let's get into this, man.
Go ahead.
We're good.
Ready.
All right, Katase.
75 years ago, Pittsburgh wrote the book on civil leadership and public-private partnership, driving 2 generations of regional transformation. Today, we're on the eve of our next 75, and we're inviting today's and tomorrow's leaders to gather for a future-focused summit, June 27th in downtown Pittsburgh. It's free, but you do have to register to get an invitation. Visit ournext75.org to find out more. Our Next 75 is an initiative of the Allegheny Conference. ournext75.org. Party the midnight summer away with fairies, druids, and all things mystical at the Mattress Factory's 2019 Urban Garden Party, Solstice, on Friday, June 21st. Feast and imbibe with some of the city's best restaurants and bars. Hit the dance floor with music by Beauty Slap, Bad Custer, and DJ Samuel Andres, and bid on one-of-a-kind works at the art auction. Tickets are on sale now at mattress.org.
All right, you're asking for it, so here it is. Listen to this.
I want you fucking laughing at. We partners pod, kid. You understand? We in here drinking, singing, swinging, all that shit, dog. We sweating, getting wet, and all that. All right, welcome to a special episode of the Drinking Partners Podcast. I don't really have an introduction for a special episode because there are no special numbers in the. I guess this is technically in the order. Like we're 212, I guess.
It doesn't even matter, man.
We're not going to number this, but Jordan did. We're number 12, so it's an MJ episode. It's like going to be a great episode. It's going to be a one-off, something that you never get to see before. It's special. We're bringing there's special beer here. We got special guests in this motherfucker. We're in a special room. We're in a place that I don't know. I saw Breaking Bad. Some shit happened in here.
They definitely cooking up some shit.
Yeah. They say they making beer, but
I think the neighbors think I'm selling dope.
But I'm not special, and I'm half of your host in town. I'm Ed Bailey. I'm joined, as always, with my co-host, Dave Bracey. Say what up to the people.
What's good with you people? We are the Drinking Partners, and if you're looking for us, you can find us on epicastnetwork.com/partnerspod. You can find us on iTunes, Stitcher, Libsyn, Google Play, and Spotify
Googleable.
under Drinking Partners. And you can find us on IG, Twitter, and Facebook at Partnerspod. Special episode, man, but it's been at least 200 plus. We've been asking y'all, please hop on iTunes, rate and review. That's how we know we're doing well. That's how we let others know that we're doing well. And that's how we continue to do well, man. So please hop on iTunes, hop on Facebook, rate and review.
Listen, you love us. You see us in public. You tell us you love us. Now, at the click of a button, please tell the internet. Please tell the world. Go and tell everybody, all right? And look, 200 plus times we've said this. It don't matter if it's a special episode, a regular episode. If I'm in the shower, I'm going to just say the shit out loud because we love it. We live it. This is true, all right? In lieu of rates and reviews, we do accept shots of Hennessy, all right? Shout out to the Car Guy. Shout out to Car Guy DJ and the Conways for starting the trend. Shout out to everybody who's kept that trend alive, everybody who supported us, everybody who fucks with the Drinking Partners, all right? Because we fucks with y'all.
True.
And we give y'all several opportunities to fucks with us and bring us shots of Hennessy. Like,
I mean, I think the next one is what, June 20th? No,
Well, June 15th.
June 15th
We're
is
Arcade
the
Comedy
next
Theater.
one. Arcade Comedy Theater, man. We got some boys coming up from D.C. about to shut shit down
chillin',
there.
PG chilling.
You know, and it's
Ain't
as
Wale,
always,
and I
it is
can't
BYOB and free beer, man.
and ampersand, in addition to, as well as, bring your fucking own.
Mindful Brewing is still in the building, man. So come out for that June 15th, and then June 20th. Hurry up, say something funny, man. The crowd work show sponsored by Epicast. That's when you come in and like you gotta leave your feelings at the door. All right, that's where we take turns capping on the crowd, but
so
we also
deep in my feelings.
we also encourage heckling. You see what I'm saying? Like
Heckling.
I mean, so come in and tell us,
so
yo.
deep in my heckling.
If we ain't doing that shit, you tell us, yo, get the fuck off stage. But be cautious. Because
that
if
shit.
you
You
clap
can
at
do
us,
better.
we clap back. Yeah,
Don't
I
heckle
mean,
like what you just heard. If I'm on stage and I get heckled, you could do better. You listen, man. You better Drake that shit up. I'm just saying, you could do better. Like, you better heckle with some swag. Heckle with some R&B vocals or something. Nah, but heckle, man. Like I've been there. I know y'all be scared of the comedians. This is your time, man. Let people know how you really feel.
Man, listen. The longer we've been doing this, the more bold the crowd gets. They ain't scared of us no more, man. Like
that's
they
just
be,
me because
they be
that's
out
why I
there.
wear little
they be
shirts
they
when
be,
I do it.
Yeah.
I wear small shirts to let them know I've been in the gym, man. Don't you heckle me.
You was dark skinned too. I think that
Yeah,
might have
that
a little.
helps.
Yeah, I mean,
That helps.
because you get a little
Dark and facial hair.
Yeah,
I look like I just got out. That's basically what we describe. All I need is some Air Force Ones and some big Dickies. You know, dudes in jail, the last dudes wearing baggy pants. Ain't no skinnies in the county.
I think the thing that saves you is that your shirts are so crisp. So they be like, nah,
he got starch at the crib.
Yeah, he got.
Like, he ain't fighting nobody. He got starch cans.
He thought about this.
Yo, I'll
this
be on
motherfucker got a dry cleaner. You know what I mean? Like so. But yeah, man, June 20th, come out to that Apis Meadery, man. One of the best stages in the city. Come through and see us. And then
beautiful venue.
The next one, I'm already
June
blanking.
29th, we're at Comtra Theater. Again, another epic night of comedy, another night of epic comedy, all right? And we got John Dick Winters headlining that. And Apis, Mindful, their last
is
month
out
of their
there.
residency. So come out. They trying to make up, because, you know, last month they got sick. So they gonna try to make up.
Nick. Like I feel like he gonna bring whatever he didn't bring from the last one to this one.
They got extra. They got reserves.
He's got it. I mean, so if in case you were looking for those tickets, the first one is arcadecomedytheater.com. The second one is free99.com because it's a free ass show. Please don't type in free99.com. I don't know who owns that shit. Don't give them any money.
Please do, and then come up to the comedians and tell them so they can talk shit on you so we can get the show rolling.
It's a free ass show. Show up, and then the last one is ComtraTheater.ticketleap.com. Man, come see us, and then and bullshit, and then the last thing that we got going that we know about. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, I mean August 10th. Down at Nova Place, Pittsburgh, PA, just in case you were nowhere, because this ain't a local festival, man. This is a national festival. It's the first and only Black Brew Festival in America, man. We got 45 local collaborations. We got 30 Black brewers coming in. We got crazy VIP caterers, and like we got Garrett Oliver in the building. Nappy Roots is out here headlining this shit.
Hell no.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna be ridiculous.
I've
We
been
got
working
3
on my
days
old
of
no,
events,
hell no.
man.
I've really been practicing my oh no, hell no. I gotta have it. I gotta have that perfect oh no, hell. Like it's the way you gotta hit that octave right on the hell no, on that first hell no. Oh no, hell. You gotta make it sound like it's
you gotta. If you ain't got that twang, they gonna kick you out.
Mad chicken, mad chicken.
It's gonna be a good day, man. So come through August 10th. It's August 9, 10, and 11, but August 10th, man. And if you're looking for tickets, it's freshfestbeerfest.com. I think that leads us into our episode, man.
Yeah, that leads us perfectly into it, because affecting communities, that's what Fresh Fest is doing, affecting the larger, like it's, we're doing it at Nova Place, but it's got a national impact, and it's actually you supporting individuals in your community, doing things that you like, seeing people that look like you, and our guests, you know what I'm saying? I think they both preach that gospel, man. We got special guests in the building. So we have the co-owner of the building that we're in. Well, I don't know if he want to attach his name to the trap house.
They working with the lot right now. They ain't even.
And we have we have the interim, but what will be the official mayor of the community that we're in. So we got Matt Katase here, co-owner of Brew Gentlemen, and we have Chardae Jones, soon to be mayor of Braddock, in the building. Say what up to the people.
Hello, everyone.
Oh, he been waiting. He got when the guests put their brow into they what up to the people, we know they ready.
Yeah.
No, we are privileged to have you two here, man. Like it's good to see you two working in consort with what's going on with the community. We're at the 5-year anniversary of Brew Gentlemen. You're launching your outdoor space, mixed crowd, which we love to see. That's one of the, I guess that's one of our core values is inclusion.
Yeah.
Inclusion and diversity. You can definitely see it out here at Brew
Beers
Gentlemen.
for everyone.
This is the most Negroes I've seen in a brewery that I didn't invite. Like it's
here's what we gonna do. So I'm gonna try to be Chardae with my political correct's, and he gonna be you with just the brew.
I was like, oh shit! Like I mean, and it's though because like typically, I mean, with Fresh Fest, with drinking partners, like we've been trying to 2 toot the horn of like, you know, inclusivity and trying to like change the scene, but like still. Like every time we go into a brewery, it's still like we got a lot. Like we look at it and we're like, all right, we still ain't there yet. We still got a lot of work to do. Yeah, I mean, like where's it at? Like I'm like, I know the neighborhood is right there.
Yes.
Like it's right. I came in from the neighborhood.
You say, where's the
The background is the neighborhood,
Yes.
but
so like it was dope walking in and seeing like, you know, the folks and whatnot. Yeah, I mean, hearing like, all right, cool. I mean, we're starting to make some waves and whatnot. But I guess first of all, because like, so we know you, Matt, and we've worked with you guys for a while or whatever. But Chardae, you kind of newer to the podcast in the sense that you've never been here. So I guess give us a little bit of your background. Woody High, I mean, to the folks, to the peoples. I mean, 2000. I'm 2000, a little older, or whatever. I mean, don't tell anybody. But
y'all use the same textbooks though.
We probably did.
She probably saw my name in that bitch, like my little tag.
You had to sign the front of your textbook like somebody was gonna steal it. Ain't
I
nobody
was
stealing
mad
this.
that my senior year of high school that I used to not be good with combinations, and I left my algebra book in my locker, and someone stole it because I used to leave it on the last number.
Yeah.
Had to pay for it.
I don't know if I may have stolen somebody else's book just so I could turn that bitch in and not own money from that. Like I might have been
Damn,
that dude.
that's yo, you are really hurting financially.
$80
Yo,
for
bro,
that
you
book.
go-
like, I don't know if you know anything about Woody High, but half of the motherfuckers is hurting financially, and the other half are good, and that's what makes Woody High like.
I do envy that
diverse.
experience.
Yeah, it's hella diverse. You know what I
I
mean?
do envy
Like,
that experience.
It
I will say that about
prepared
Woody
me.
High because there are a lot of comedians that we see, local comedians. They also graduated from Woodland Hills and like so. I went to Shaw High School in EC. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to them, but it was all black. I always joke, but it's true. There was only one white girl that went to the school we were there. She didn't make it through the school year because she got pregnant.
They
got her. They got her pregnant.
Yeah, I was
quick.
like, I didn't even know the end of that story yet, but
They
I knew
jumped
the end
on
of that story.
They was like, oh, wait a minute. She here? Like,
I'm sorry. We're supposed to be conducting a podcast.
that's
Tell
what we
us,
do.
Mayor Jones, where you come from and how you came to be the mayor.
I come from Braddock, and I've lived here most of my life except for that 1 year I was a flight attendant. And I graduated from Carlow University with a degree in professional writing and mass media communications.
Nice.
The degree doesn't exist anymore, the program.
Yeah.
And I got involved. I've always been involved in the community, like through AmeriCorps, I was involved here. And then after AmeriCorps, it was Community Day. And after Community Day, they were like, you should totally apply for mayor. And I was like, I will, but I don't know if I'm going to get it. And
So wait, like Community Day, they were just like, hey, come down, like, you know, fill out these forms. Let me get your email address. Hey, are you interested in being a mayor?
Yeah,
Like-
that just there's a
Fill out
lot of
this form.
filler.
Like,
There's a lot of filler that got left out of
we'll
there.
send you an email. and
Step
then,
1, draw circles. Step 5, draw the rest of the fucking owl.
Like, nobody's giving me that sign up. Like, oh, sign up to be mayor, maybe. Like,
I was one of the co-chairs for Community Day to the point where I was supposed to be involved in like leading the vending, like in charge of all the vendors. And that led to, once the engineer did the mat wrong, I'm sitting at the dining room table. My mom's like, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm trying to reverse this sketch of this map because it's wrong. My mom's like, okay, I didn't know you can do that, but okay. Like I'm learning I could practically do anything except skateboard. I can't skateboard. But
is that how you got this?
that's how I broke my elbow.
This brace right here?
That's
yeah.
how I broke my
was
elbow.
wondering. We were going to get into it. I was trying to figure out, but it's
Yes.
skateboard.
Well, I didn't know if you could ask a mayor, like, yo, how did you break your elbow? Like, I didn't know if there was somebody that was going to come from behind one of these curtains and remove me from the cast. Just get
I got a new co-host.
my mic just be wild static for the rest of the cast.
Like there were little things during Community Day that made big impacts. Like I noticed people, they only were accepting checks and money orders, and I'm like, it's 2018.
Was it PennDOT?
No, Braddock was only accepting money. It was only accepting money that way. I was like, can I make us a PayPal? Because I know people will give us money if we make a PayPal. So I was the person that made Braddock Borough a PayPal page so we can get more vendors. Yeah.
Look at you bringing motherfuckers into the future. You know how I hate when motherfuckers be like, yo, just give me a check. I'd be like, who?
I'm like, what?
Writes checks.
Let me go send my carrier pigeon.
Yeah. Thinking, why don't I just etch some shit in stone? And like,
I don't don't think I ever had checks when I opened my bank account.
The only thing I used check for was about maybe like 10, 15 years ago when I couldn't afford shit and I just bounced them motherfuckers at Giant Eagle because I needed to eat.
That's why they
That was-
asking you for
that
checks.
Was, that was the only thing I
They
used check for.
assuming
I,
that you can't
I opened up
cash
a bank
them. That's why
account.
people ask for checks. if I write somebody a check, I'm assuming they won't be able to negotiate this check until they go to their mama house next weekend and have her deposit.
The only checks I've ever written were starter checks. That was-
Yeah. And then they act like Giant Eagle don't even want to take the starter checks.
It's funny.
Your
that
name ain't on it. Well, why they give them to
that
me
was
then?
my first job. I was behind the counter, like telling you that I can't take your check.
You had to, with the starter check, you got to go with the whole, I just opened this account folder. Let me show you something. So
But after Community Day,
I had to show up with a white friend like, I'm cool.
we good.
We good.
So you're bringing them into the 21st century,
Yes.
and I think with the younger, so what do you, a millennial mayor is what they're calling
Yes.
it now. I think
Millennial
that's-
mayor.
there's a whole millennial
Yeah.
mayor club here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Marita's in that.
Marita's in
yeah.
it. Emily from Bellevue's in that. Matt from Sharpsburg. There's a
Well,
few
it's
of
just-
us.
that's a part of the millennial movement. But yeah,
It's a
I
millennial
really
movement,
love
yeah.
to see. I mean, Wifey and I, we talk about it all the time. Like, we're at the point and we're at the age where now everything we do will be affected by people that we came up with, people we know from school, through interaction, professionally, because we're at the age where we're owning shit, we're in charge of shit. I don't even
Future's
know if I
become the
should
present.
be exactly.
We need more
I'm
people
saying
that
a lot of
aren't
shits
into-
to a mayor. Like,
We
I
need
feel,
more people that didn't come from politics. This is like everyday me and you people to be involved in politics.
and that's
Yes.
what I
Which
wanted
is how
to
it
address.
used to be too.
Yes.
Well, I wanted to address that and kind of speak about the partnership between you all, because it's like it almost feels like when you're a mayor of a borough, a small city or something like that, you have that it feels more personal.
Yes.
Whereas when you start to elevate in that career, it becomes so much more political that I don't trust anybody on those echelons. Like, just the people, the mayors that I can touch, speak to, that I'll run into at a brewery, that have a relationship with the small businesses. That's how it should be. I feel like that's how it was intended to be. But then all of a sudden, power and money and currency, it corrupted and was like,
It
you
got to
have
be
to
a
be
numbers
able to
game.
influence as opposed to really affect.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about that? Like, where
I
you
feel
stand on that?
like we need to pull more people in from the community to help build the community. That's why I was like, Mayor, I could see the direct impact that I'm making in my community as a mayor of a small borough, as opposed to going farther than mayor. Everyone's like, what are you going to do next? I'm like, I'm just going to be mayor because I want to help foster the people that are coming up to get them involved in civic engagement. So when it's time to hand the baton over, I know and I trust that the people behind me can do it.
I like that. Like that sentiment of handing baton over, because and Marita said the same thing. She's like, I'm preparing somebody to take my place. This isn't a lifelong position. I'm not going to be in here ad nauseum, because you can't, if you're in that position for that long, then you're clearly not doing something right. You should either be moving up or moving out,
Yes.
because you, like, once you get in it for so long, you start to lose kind of like track, and then it becomes just perpetual campaigning.
You
know what I
lose
mean?
your mission. And I consider myself a person, a people of the person, and not like a politician, because I don't want to be a career politician. I just want to help my community. Like, after mayor, I'm like, it's a wrap for my political career, because I'm an optimist by nature, and I like that's politicians, that usually doesn't work out. I don't want it to jade my rosy outlook on life.
Nice.
So now, Matt, you have a wonderful mayor in the community in which you own your business, but it also is a mayor that can show up on your property at any point. How much pressure does that put on you?
I was
You
showing
out here
up before.
chilling.
She was in the tap room before.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so you got the drop on it. Like, no, we got flicks. We knew you had. We knew you put in that application. So we had our guy take pictures of you in the tap room. But how cool is it though that you have a space and you're in a community where the mayor will show up and enjoy yourself and be
fantastic.
amongst the people?
It's fantastic. And I think that that's been one of the coolest things. I mean, they say get involved and, you can vote and do all these things, but really on the local level, that's where you see the impact. And that's where we felt it too. I mean, Braddock's a small town. It's a really small town. I mean, it's, even at its peak, it was 20,000 people. And now, I mean, it's 2,000 people. I mean, it's a small community. You run into the same people day in and day out. And it's really important that you take care of each other and you actually have each other's interests in mind. And I think that that's been really special. And, you know, when we were talking to Chardae, understanding that businesses make a community, the people make a community, the organizations, there's everything, and the people that live there, there's all of these different pillars that make a community work together. And understanding that and knowing that everyone has a role and everyone cares, everyone wants the same thing. They want to be in a spot where they feel part of something. I mean, I've been in Braddock for 7 years now. Mm-hmm. I mean, we founded in 2012. I remember the day Ace and I decided to start the brewery in Braddock. It was, you know, in the spring. It was a cold day, but the sky was beautiful, and we were walking through town and just said, "We have to start this here." And it sounds weird now, but there was just like this energy. There's something that just drew us in, and everything that has happened since then has just validated that feeling. And I mean, even just the people that have shown up to the event tonight, and to be able to sit here and have this conversation now, it's just, Braddock's a special place. And I think Braddock is slowly, I mean, it takes a long time, but Braddock is becoming a model of how to rebuild a community and take care of each other, because so many other places are, you know, they just want the fancy development or this or that.
They want someone to come in and save them.
Yep. And they just want it to be fixed right away. And everyone in Braddock is putting in gentrification. Everyone in Braddock is willing to put in the hard work and take care of each other, the people that were there before, the people that are moving in, and work together and actually have an open dialogue. And I think that that's special and rare, and it's something I'm so proud and thankful to be a part of.
That's what we call it, the bottom. Yeah, I mean, like, because that's where we at. Like, you talk about Pittsburgh, the whole Allegheny County or whatever. We the bottom, and like when you at the bottom, that's all you got. That's
each other.
It's us. Yeah, I mean, like, so that mentality of like, you know, us against everybody else in a sense is just like, you know, and that builds those bonds. Like, I mean, it doesn't matter how long I'm away. As soon as I come back, like it's love. But I guess it's two parts, because I'm gonna get a little intoxicated and sorry for getting questions. But one, I guess give us I know like you're like, I don't know if you're poly or Hawaiian. I don't know what your ethnicity is.
Yeah.
I guess give us your background and how you got to Pittsburgh as a minority, and then got into beer.
Yeah.
And then two, tell us a little bit about the development that's going on with the. I know there's that. What's that? They call it the East Shore or whatever development or whatever. And like, I know that there's all this development coming up and like coming through.
The names of these
that's
developments.
gonna.
They try and mask.
I mean, that's what like. I mean,
they be trying
like.
to mask it, man.
Yeah, no, I mean
It's
that's
like
what
when
like.
they used to, that's like when they call
where
the
the Ferris
projects the
wheel is.
commons. Like, ain't shit common about this project.
Yeah,
man.
they like the East Shore. Like,
Ain't
like,
no
what the fuck?
awnings. We ain't got no curtains. Like, stop calling these projects the commons.
But like, I know that there's development coming, like, and it's from the south side
It's
all
already
along. You know what I
happening.
mean? So yeah, I mean, it's already coming in. So I mean, I guess give us your background, how you got from where you're at to where you're at, and then where this
Where we're
development
going.
is going. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was born and raised in Hawaii on the Big Island, a rock in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, small town that.
Are they all small towns?
I was gonna say.
Honestly,
outside of Honolulu.
Honolulu's the same size as Pittsburgh, roughly. I mean,
Yeah.
plus
Don't
or
y'all
minus.
host a Pro Bowl in Honolulu?
They do.
All right.
Yeah. Michael Vick didn't give me his autograph when I asked him.
Nah.
He blew me off. I was
What year
15
was
years,
it? 'Cause he
I was
dealt with
15
some
years
shit.
old.
He was dealing with some shit.
Yeah.
He might have been in
Yeah.
that feeling.
It was like 2006 or 2007. Someone can fact check it and figure out when he got to the Pro Bowl, but I remember seeing him in the parking lot and he completely ignored me. But it is, and that's the other really interesting thing is Hawaii is, it's not swimming in it. Like, it's a beautiful place, but they still face the same struggles. I mean, you guys were talking about Woody High earlier, and I just think about like the K through 9. I went to a school called Kealakehe, and there were kids who were the sons of the rich developers who came over right next to the kids who had a Walmart bag and no shoes on their feet in class. So
Yeah.
I
K
ain't
through
never
9, I
been
saw
in a class with nobody with no shoes.
yeah, no, it was
You might have holes in your shoes, but at least your big toe was
mean-
covered. God damn. No
Like, no
shoes.
But I mean, it's also
That's crazy.
It's
But I mean, you do live on an island where it might be a little conducive to that.
Yeah, it's a little bit
I
warm.
I also
wouldn't-
grew up in
those
a
shoes
city
in
where
those
you-
shoes in Cleveland is a little different from those shoes.
Well,
in,
first
like,
of all,
Honolulu.
where I'm from, you always got on socks. Always. You
Even
in my
with your
community.
slides.
Yeah, I'm all with the, we
No, it's
always
like,
got on
while
socks.
I hate the look of slides and socks, I prefer slides as opposed to slides without socks. Man.
Yeah. Slides
So-
without socks look crazy.
Well, if women are doing, I'm cool with that. But if a dude is coming in,
But you gotta
with
have the
no-
white toes.
Yeah,
You gotta have the white
you gotta
toenails.
have
All right,
it,
I'm
yeah.
sorry. We-
I'm sorry.
we
Yeah,
going on a tangent.
back
We-
to the.
So
We lusting
born
over here.
born and raised in Hawaii. I moved to a different island to go to high school. So 10th through 12th, I moved to a different island. I lived with family for a little bit and then had my own place while I was a senior in college. Senior in high school. And then I applied to come to
you
school.
You got your own place while you were a senior in high school?
Yeah, I was living on a different island.
Yeah, you slid past that like that was legal. Is that aren't they all part of the United States? Don't you gotta be? Do you got annexed from your family? Or what's it called?
My parents trusted me. Went through the, talked to our college counselors, and basically they told me this one school that I couldn't get into. They were like, don't even try, which was Carnegie Mellon. So it was the
They
only.
told you not even to try.
Yeah, they told me not even to
Carnegie
try. So it was the only school I applied to.
Mellon.
Early decision, and whoever. I think I got in on the interview because I didn't have great SAT scores or GPA. Or
You had a
anything.
lease.
Yeah.
You had an apartment lease. I
So-
think that elevates you above most candidates.
So I was extremely fortunate, and so it was the only. My first day of college was my first day in Pittsburgh, and
Oh shit!
from that,
Like, I mean, like, why did you even apply to CMU? What
because
was
they
the
said
thing?
I couldn't get in.
That was it.
That's
Like,
the best
there wasn't the
thing to do.
programs, or
Someone
like
tells
you
you
didn't.
you
You
can't
weren't like,
do
oh, I want to like. There was like,
No,
what was your like? So what was your major?
I
Okay, so
I guess
I'm
you
gonna-
can't.
I'm
I guess
gonna-
you can't
I'm gonna
show a
stop you
shrug
there.
on a
You're gonna
podcast.
stop. Like, 'cause
Yeah.
I was like, what was your major? You're like, I don't know. Like, you graduated. You
Yeah.
had a whole degree. So what was your degree?
I initially went there for chemistry, but I quickly learned that was not what I wanted to do.
Mm.
It's kind of what you.
But it's kind of what we do.
Yeah.
But I switched to the math program at CMU, and my official degree is I actually did a self-defined major. So my official degree is operations research and entrepreneurship. But it was
Wait,
basically
you did
just
a
self-defined major.
Yeah.
Nah, and
You gotta
I
pay
understand.
extra for that.
no.
You just gotta tell. You gotta go to a motherfucker.
You got to
and
jump through all the
convince
hoops
them.
to do it.
Yeah, and then you gotta be like, yo,
what
You
would
make
your
up your own
self-defined major
degree.
be?
Yeah.
yeah.
What
you
would your
gotta-
self-defined major be?
My self-defined major?
Yeah.
Drinking?
I was gonna say chicken and beer.
Yeah.
I was gonna say something about
Talking shit.
trying to
And not
I don't
getting
know, the effect of video games on relationships, interpersonal relationships.
I basically made a journalism degree because they didn't have journalism at Carlo, and I knew
Wait,
I
they
wanted
didn't
to go
have
to
journalism?
At Carlo. They
What?
don't have professional writing now.
Are you serious?
That went away.
That was my degree, was journalism, which is crazy. I went in secondary math education and then switched over to journalism after I realized I had zero patience for kids.
I got accepted as a creative writing major at Carlo because that was their big program.
They have a creative writing and not journalism?
And it's crazy because I came in already like writing novels, and I was like, I
Oh,
need
'cause
to.
that's English.
Yeah, I was like,
English
I
and
need
creative.
to know the professional side so I can make some money from this.
Yeah.
Right.
So I switched to professional writing and paired it with mass media, and I was like, that's the journalism degree.
That's the only reason I switched over. Like, I went to journalism because I want to write, and they were like, "Well, if you want to write and make money,
Yeah.
and creative writing is the English, but journalism was the social, humanities and like that or whatever." So it was a different. So I get that. Nice. You
He
got
made
in
up
with
his own
chemistry.
degree. She sorta
made up the
did.
degree, but the reason why, and Asa did it too. He was in the art program at CMU, and his self-defined major is in digital media and fabrication. But basically, it's just a bunch of random jumbled words. That means our junior year, we made the decision to start a brewery. And school was getting in the way of doing that. So we were like, let's change our majors so that we can work. So one of my classes was we wrote the business plan for the brewery. One of Ace's classes was he did the whole brand and design for one of his art classes. So we spent our second half of our junior year and our senior year basically laying the foundation for the company.
Wow.
Awesome.
So what got you into like
Yeah, why a brewery?
Because it keeps reinforcing itself as we've gotten further into this industry, but beer's about people. Beer's about bringing people together. And the brewing industry is full of I mean, you get to wear so many different hats because beer has a place in so many different places and so many.
And you knew this as a I don't know.
No.
Maybe you weren't a broke college student because I was a broke college student.
I'm still paying student loans.
Yeah, I
When he
mean-
came in,
Yeah,
he came in with a light bill.
look, you was
drinking
drinking
other beer so that I can pay my student loans.
Yeah,
Oh god,
Those
you
things
pay
are the
those?
worst.
Why? You already got your
you gotta
degree.
wait. You gotta wait it
You
out.
look, listen. What you do is you get the student loans to pay the school. The school give you the degree. Fuck the student loan people.
I'm paying the minimum. I'm paying the minimum.
Same.
It's gonna be many years, but I'm paying the
There's
minimum.
no reason to not pay
Be
the
gray and
minimum.
old, like
Yeah.
it's still paying my student
Yep.
loans.
Listen,
But-
can you do some legislation to get Navy the fuck out of my voicemail box?
I wish.
Damn, they gonna try to change their name. Like I don't know who it is. It's the same little girl on the fucking homepage. They
Student
don't
loans
even-
are a scam. If any
I-
other industry would have done that, what they're doing.
I ain't even gonna lie to you all. I defaulted on my loans, and I was just trying to work to pay the motherfuckers off, and I was like, I'm gonna try to all this shit. And somebody told me, they was like, listen, man, if you wait long enough, them motherfuckers are gonna knock that shit off. And here I am today, and they knocked that shit off. So my credit score is good right now. So shout out to Sally Mae.
Congratulations.
Shout out to Sally Mae.
Oh, my
I
gosh,
would not
that's
suggest that to
federal.
anybody listening that's
Mine-
under the
They're not
age
going
of
away
40
anytime
to
soon.
do
Mine are
any of
federal.
that.
We
But-
currently owe the government.
Yeah.
They're not going away anymore.
Nah,
Nah,
the
it
government
ain't-
ain't
nah,
bad.
yeah.
My shit's private.
When I was
No, you laughing, but when your shit's private,
You got Sally
ain't no
Mae
such
knocking on your
thing as
door.
an income-based nothing, bro.
Oh.
They hit you with a real note from the gate, from the time that you don't have a class next semester. Like, hey, fam, yeah, so we're going to start this in 12 days.
Oh yeah,
And it's the interest that drives
caveat.
you. Yeah.
I dropped out of college for the same reason. I couldn't pay for that shit, and they were just like, "Yeah, nah." But here we are.
If you drop out, nigga, they right on you. Like, oh, no, you didn't register? Cool.
Yeah.
Now, we talk
But
to
it's
you. We
interesting
talk to you,
because
girl.
someone's trying to put a bill in place where hopefully maybe one day it'll be passed, where if you have too many student loans, you could possibly file for bankruptcy. Hopefully it passes because
Too many is one, really. I would feel for anybody in their 20s.
a
is-
company can get to file bankruptcy, so
Yeah,
I'm like,
You can file
I would
bankruptcy,
take
you
the
just
hit
can't
on
put
my
your student
credit
loans in
score.
there.
yeah.
yeah.
Would you take the hit on your credit score if you could
No.
file for bankruptcy?
No.
I wouldn't now. I mean, but that's the thing is that I'm 37 now, so my whole history with credit, and the whole
By
shit or
now
whatever.
you're like,
I've lived
yeah.
a whole life. I would not give this advice there's really nothing in my life that I would advise anybody to do to get to where I'm at. You know what I mean? But at the same time, it is you have to know what is available. And that's the hood.
Yeah.
The hood motherfuckers know the shit that you can get away with and the shit that you need to take care of.
Yes.
That's very first and
Man, I'm gonna tell you
foremost.
something. It ain't the, yo,
It's
telling
it's
you,
called
them burbs-
akamai. In
Wait.
Hawaii, the term
The
is
akamai?
akamai. So it's like my dad always told me this. He's like, you can be book smart, but you also have to be akamai, which is street smart.
It's street smart.
It's street smart.
Which Akamai is one of my favorite brews that you guys
Yeah.
that was that shit blew my.
It's a double
I was
IPA.
like, what the fuck? I mean, what was,
After you have a few of them,
Yep.
you feel smart.
I didn't
shit.
know I didn't know that's what Akamai meant.
Yeah.
I love that shit, and now I know
smart.
why I love it. It's street
I thought
smart.
Akamai
drinking
was the dude
street
that made
smarts.
put it in your mouth.
So
I thought that's why he did it.
I know the name of that person. It's like Agne.
It's like Akanelli. It's like Akanelli,
Akanelli.
yeah. Oh. Yo, whenever you bring some Akanai out, you got to, oh.
Oh, you talking about you ain't gotta say too much. Oh,
that's another one.
That was Achilles.
That might be
Akanelli.
Tila.
Yeah, I can't pronounce it right, but
I
that's
can't
what
even,
it looks
but it's
like.
Akanelli, yeah.
Agnelli.
Yeah.
So, all right. So
Listen, first of all, we shouldn't even be talking about none of this shit. We got
a couple questions. to
mayor
get
in
to
the
still.
building and shit. Like, it's their 5-year anniversary, but this is the type of environment you get when you come to Braddock. And people who don't know about Braddock, I'll tell you, as a transplant, I didn't know much about Braddock until I got into doing drinking parties, and it's all been a positive experience for me. Because our first time here, we were maybe several months in, and we did with John Fetterman, we did the live cast in the brewery. So
well, no, the first time was with Gio, and
Fetterman
Asa.
wasn't on that one.
And then the second time was Fetterman.
Shit.
Yeah.
Now he's
that
lieutenant
was-
governor.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah, he made y'all
No,
made
no,
up
we did- no,
degrees.
the
He
first-
made up
we
a
did two of them
position.
here.
Like,
I never
We
in a
did
million
two-
years saw Mayor coming. Because I'm friends
So
with
Epicast is
Giselle, and I was like, who would have thought that years later I would be in the lieutenant governor's old spot?
Yeah, that's crazy. But it's I marvel at how humane you millennial mayors are making that position. Like, we sat with Marita Garrett, and it was like sitting with a homegirl. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I've known her for years, but like, it's sitting with a homegirl. Sitting with you, it's like sitting with a homegirl. But y'all are fucking mayors. Like, I'm way less important than y'all in life, but we're sitting here chilling. Like,
I was standing in line at the food truck one day, and someone was like, I was just having a chat with a lady, and she's like, "You're the mayor, aren't you?" I was like, "Yeah." And she's like, "That's crazy. I've been talking to you all this time."
so my question for you two is, you know, it seems like you got a really good setup. You get to be a part of the community, affect the community in a positive way, have fun, chill, boom, boom, boom. What is growth? Because again, when I talk about as from a political standpoint, you know, you grow in that profession. You say you have no aspirations, but you grow in that profession, and all of a sudden it gets more political. You know, you got to do more things in order to do things, and those things aren't necessarily things you want to do or you want to support. And then with you, with the business, like with comedy, you know, they look at it as selling out, where you got to do certain things to have mass appeal. With growth, because you say Braddock right now 2,000 residents, so growth, do you cap it at the 2,000? Are you trying to do something to expand beyond? Like, how do you see growth in your respective industries?
Because once we partnered with Allegheny County, a lot of people found out that Allegheny County bought 51 properties on Braddock Avenue.
Okay.
Because they were sitting in massive debt, back taxes, no one was doing anything with them. They were crumbling to the point of no return. And once we made that partnership, we said, we want the community to have dibs on some of these properties. So let's create this workshop. And the president of council, Tina Doucet, she said, let's call it the Braddock Business Community Roundtable. So every other month, we get the community together. We show them how to write business plans. We show them how to market. We show them how to get capital. And if they're aspiring entrepreneurs, we show them how the possibility of them getting on Braddock Avenue is actual thing, and it's all for free.
There's a pathway.
Because we want to show them that we want them to be involved in their community. You want to make a difference? You can be on Braddock Avenue. And I don't want someone down the line to say, you never gave me a chance, when we're giving you all these resources that people are paying for, and we're giving them to you for free.
We'd like to welcome to the Braddock Avenue. Taking you higher. That shit just start going in my head. I'm like, shit, I want to be a part of this. So, Matt, for you, what does growth look like with BG, with Brew Gentlemen?
Yeah.
Especially, and then just kind of tie into the thing that, like, earlier, like, with this whole expansion.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
All of that. Yeah. So I guess the crazy thing is the Mon Valley has just, it's always been a really important region to the city. Seeing how much it's changed even since we've been here, and, you know, we got here in 2012, opened our brewery in 2014, 5 years to get to this point. And growth for us means doubling down in this area. It means,
That's awesome.
you know, you see a lot of breweries, and not to knock anyone's plans because their community might not have the space for them. It's just, you know, matter of fact, we were so lucky that the building behind us, we got 28,000 square feet back here to work with, opened up, and we were able to continue to double down in Braddock, and even the other businesses that we've seen come to town since we've been here. I mean, Studebaker Metals, Peppers and At, Bracero Grill, Superior Motors. I mean, there's been so many other businesses.
Theater on this motherfucker?
Black Box Theater, yeah. Patrick Jordan and the shows that he does down here. I mean, we've got Unsmoked Galleries. The people that have been here doing cool things. There's just more of a platform. And I think the idea, to kind of go to your question, Day, with the East Shore, that's kind of trying to tie the entire Mon Valley region together, and just knowing that, like, Braddock's got a lot of cool stuff going on. Swissville's got a lot of cool stuff going on. Rankin's doing some other things. North Braddock's doing some things. And there's all these communities are really small. And I think, you know,
We need to talk to each other.
we need to talk to each other for sure.
Yes.
And I
to
think
foster growth.
Yes.
and I think the reason, if I'm not mistaken, again, someone is probably listening and will fact check this, but my belief from what I was told was the reason all these communities are really small was that was very intentional from the steel mill.
Oh, yeah.
They intentionally made these communities small so that they couldn't rise up.
Yes.
And so they broke everyone up and sectioned them off.
yeah.
And so the East Shore is kind of like this reunification of, you know, talking to the neighbors. Because North Braddock and Braddock are right next to each other,
Yeah.
and there are people
And they
who
used
are
to beef.
Braddock that
Them
are
motherfuckers
technically
like
North Braddock.
Braddock and North Braddock used to beef, and I'd be
They
like, yo,
did.
you literally like
You're-
you up the street,
It's the
bruh.
fact
Like, it
that
would
you're
just be-
one address over from me.
And
You're on the other side of the street.
people will ask me, "Are you the mayor of North Braddock? Are you the mayor of Braddock Hills?" I was like, just because they have Braddock in the name don't mean I'm the mayor of it.
Braddock Hills, North Braddock, and
wait,
shit.
so-
And there are 3 different, completely different
Yes.
motherfucking like spaces.
So as the non-resident or from whoever, are you North Braddock, South Braddock, Braddock Hill?
Braddock,
Just Braddock.
Braddock.
So are you all? So there's Braddock,
The-
there's North
the
Braddock,
property
there's South
taxes are
Braddock.
higher
There's
in
North
North
Braddock, South
Braddock.
Braddock. No, there's Braddock, North Braddock, and there's Braddock Hills. And
And
Braddock
the
Hills
Braddock
is
Hills, I don't understand because that's part of 15221, which is a zip code that is basically everywhere. So I have no.
I don't even.
15221. That's
it's a
Wilkinsburg,
ghost code.
Churchill, Blackenridge, Penn Hills. Like 15221 is
It could be anywhere.
everywhere
it could be,
except the city of
just
Pittsburgh.
like
it's-
whatever.
so there's Braddock, North Braddock, Braddock Hills. You're Braddock, then there's a North. Okay.
And the
So-
difference, if you ask me what's the difference between them, the difference is sometimes the houses, but mostly the property taxes.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's a
yeah.
huge
I've
consideration.
lived in all 3 of them motherfuckers, and
Now
there's
that
a
we're at that
different-
age, though, that's something that we have to consider.
Yes.
I remember I didn't have to worry about taxes and shit like that. Like taxes was like why my check was supposed to be $320, but it was only $275. Like when I was young,
Yeah.
that was taxes.
They all
Now
say
it's
that-
like a bill that I get in the mail. Like, hey fam, we assessed your shit wrong, so you owe us an extra couple hundred. Like,
I just got one of the bitches a couple weeks ago. They was like, yo, bro, you owe us. And I'm like, who is you? Like, don't you just take this shit out of my check? Like, yeah.
Like, no,
like,
the property tax. They tell you we assessed your shit
It was-
wrong.
it was like
so
a-
you got negative escrow, fam. I paid what you told
They
me to
did
pay.
that shit with it was like a school tax or some shit like that. They was like, yo, you still owe us. I was like, bro, you could have took, you know me. Like, I mean, I ain't getting
You
paid
ever
under the
moved and
table.
then change your address?
Yeah, like,
And
I've
then
been
try
here
to
for
flip
like
it on you
5
with
years.
that, like, oh, your municipality was wrong. So, you know, you lived here, you worked here, so you gotta pay both. Like, why, fam?
Like I
So-
used to live in Texas and I used to live in New York when I was a flight attendant.
Wait, time out. You got a lot of boxes that you done checked.
That's how you become the mayor.
That's
My
the,
mom
she
told me
lived the
that I could do
presidential
Yeah, I
life.
mean-
everything, so I
So
tried
how
to do
you-
everything.
Do it all.
That's how you become the mayor.
Oh shit.
So we got to get into beer because this is a beer podcast
Yes.
and we're at a brewery and we need to figure out what exactly it is that we just got poured here. From my understanding, from what Buzzy told me, this
Buzzy
is
got
the best
excited about the
sour
exclusive.
in
is
the
this-
city. And
Thank you,
and-
Buzzy.
And Buzzy is a very, I don't know if you know Buzzy. Buzzy is a staunch.
He's
is a
picky as hell.
staunch motherfucking
He
critic.
picky, man. He
So-
bougie.
It is good.
Buzzy's bougie.
That's you.
And I'm definitely
Does that
picky.
mean?
Yep.
And I'm
You
definitely
all-
picky about it.
You all are very engaging because I don't remember a time where we just enjoyed the conversation so much that we just forgot to drink.
Buzzy was like,
This is
so
my
you know the
first
podcast almost
podcast.
done. I was like, wait, I thought it just started out this bitch. Like,
I'm
So
glad
the
we having
last
fun.
of this podcast will just be us turning our night up.
yeah, it's the turn up portion.
You've already listened to where it counts as a download, so turn this shit off. I don't give a fuck. Once you made it this far, like
But we all have so much more to say.
It's
man,
a problem
yeah.
because that's what happens when you get around people that are comfortable because you just get to talking and it flows and then I mean, but I mean, there's like, listen, we're hopefully we'll keep doing this podcast for another 200 episodes. So yeah, I mean, we'll get you guys back on.
Hopefully.
okay. So
hopefully.
how did you do this with the sour? Where
This is
Okay.
amazing.
Cheers.
Cheers.
all right, but Buzzy really
5 years.
Yes, cheers on the
5 years.
Cheers on 5 years.
Yeah.
And let me. Okay,
Our
so
first live
What is this
podcast.
called? Is this available regularly?
I'm trying to
So-
figure out how to ask this question. You drink the sour, you taste it being sour, but it doesn't hit your tongue sour. But then it hits that weird spot on your jaw
Yeah, you know, you get
to
to
let
yeah,
you know,
I mean,
like
that
it's
lockjaw.
sour. Like, how did you do that?
So this
I'm gonna get the
is
funk
Almost
too.
milky.
That's the thing, the funk. I like the sour, but I like the funk.
Yep. So this is
pause that.
is the basically our portfolio. General Braddock's is our flagship. A lot of people enjoy that beer, our IPA. We've got our seasonals, we've got our occasionals, we do our one-offs, but the kind of really special thing we do is the Mies and Rose collection, and it is all wood aged It's all mixed fermentation beers. We've got a couple fooders and a ton of barrels. And that's, like you were saying earlier, true sours.
I was talking in my cup. Mixed fermentation. Mixed fermentation. Are you saying like different like yeast?
Yeah, so we're using, all of them.
Are they all Brettanomyces? Is that
so
the
there's
sour thing?
Brettanomyces, there's Lactobacillus, there's Pedio. I mean, our blend has, it's a house blend. It's a mix that we create.
There's a little secret. That's what they put on the label, like natural ingredients. Like, they don't get the little secret with that.
We've taken time to kind of curate this blend to kind of express the flavors of our portfolio, which is soft, balanced, and hopefully elegant. That's kind of what we're going for with our beer. But this beer is extremely special because for our anniversary, every anniversary we do a barrel-aged dark beer or, traditional style. So we've done a barley wine and old ale, Russian Imperial Stout. But for 5, we did both a bourbon barrel-aged porter and the Mies and Rose Reserve blend, which we picked basically our three of our favorite barrels from the program that of all of the barrels that we have and blended it together, bottle conditioned it. So it is a
bottle condition. That means it's still like active, like live.
Yeah. So what we do, all of the beers. It was funny. All the barrels that we ended up coming up with have all been over. We're all right around 2 years in the barrel, and then we packaged it and added a little bit more yeast and sugar, and then let it naturally condition in the bottle.
So does that but as it conditions, how does it not blow up? Doesn't yeast produce gas and shit?
So that's what carbonates the beer. So we put it in flat and still, and then the carbonation actually, that's bottle conditioned.
So it's natural carbonation.
Yeah.
But will it ever blow up if it sits too long?
We measured right so that it doesn't.
That's where your chemistry backwards.
That's where the science comes in.
Yeah, his chemistry
That's
background.
where the CMU come in. That's what he wants to say,
chemistry.
I got a CMU degree.
No, that's all our brewers. They know what they're doing.
Yeah.
They dialed it in, and so we try to make sure that the bottle has the exact right carbonation, and so this is those 3 barrels we blended, and the flavor is just incredible. Like all of our sour beers, a lot of people are doing quick sours and kettle sours and all these things.
I hear the quick sours are not the ones that give you that depth of flavor.
Yeah, they not to knock them. The consumer loves them, and there's something about them that works.
I love a good kettle sour if it's well
if it's done right. Yeah,
I get attached to all your seasonals and your limited edition.
Yeah, that's so. This one is actually only available if you came down for reservations a week ago. But we are putting on a special keg tomorrow. Anyone listening to this, too bad. But tomorrow and Sunday we will have a keg of it on. But yeah, it's really nice. It's just got this light tartness.
It's smooth.
It's smooth. It doesn't hurt your jaw. It's dry. It's just it's really if we were to show off the Mies and Rose collection in one beer, it's got that BG character to it, and that means a lot to us because it's taken a lot of time. It's a slow process. It's patience. It's trust the process. It's like we started brewing these beers back in 2015, and they're only now. That was in barrels for over 2 years.
2 years old? Wow.
And then bottle conditioned for another 6 months, or it all takes time. You can't rush. Patience.
It's patience.
Is that the patience of Job? Is that what they say? I
can't fuck with Job. I fuck with Job. I don't fuck Job, man. That motherfucker. I would have stood up and been like, all right, I'm done with this at some point.
It's funny when I started drinking beer, my friends are like, "You're bougie," because my go-to was Sam Adams.
Yeah.
And they're like,
but cherry wheat was like
the worst beer ever made.
Yo, Sam Adams cherry wheat was a motherfucker that
I wouldn't recommend that one.
Nah, I don't drink it now, but when
Wait, are you saying you liked it?
No, yeah, well, when I first
wait, hold on.
He really liked it.
You like cherry wheat?
When I got
really
into
liked
it,
it.
I was a
this?
Blue Moon motherfucker, and then I had the cherry wheat, and I was like, yo, look at this, because it tastes like it is like Robitussin, but I came from Natty Ice, so let's just kind of like
That's how my friends are.
It was
And I was
lean.
like, try this
It
Boston
was,
lager.
It was
Going from
IUP lean.
Going from Natty Ice to cherry wheat, I was like, oh, I'm fancy.
I
Yeah,
can see that. And they're
So
like,
you
you
didn't
want
like
the
the beer, you
bottles?
like
I'm
the-
like, I want a bottle of Boston lager. Can you do that for me?
No, Boston Lager is a solid ass.
That's
Yeah, I mean,
it.
Yes.
Timeless.
yeah,
Yes.
Timeless.
Yeah.
See, it's weird, man. Like, Blue Moon was my first craft, and that's because Ray Don, he was like, yo, you got to put orange slices in
You
this.
put the orange slice, you be like,
Well, we was making money at this point. We had real jobs. I was a grown ass man. We was sitting at Mad Mex with orange slices in our beer. I didn't understand. Like, it was weird. I was making money, but I wasn't making, I'm about to drink liquor money. Like, we about to get this $5 Blue Moon. Because beer for me growing up, like, when I first started drinking beer, you drank Coronas when you didn't want to have any more liquor, but you didn't want to not have a drink. Like 22, 23 years old, you at the bar, you don't want any more shots of Henny or nothing like that, but you don't want to not have a drink because being at the bar
like those pony
empty-handed
beers.
is weird. So
Yeah.
you,
Little 7
little
ounces.
ponies.
yeah, you just get a Corona.
I lived in Corona, Queens, and I never want to, I don't prefer Coronas. I'm like all Corona'd out.
Yeah, Corona was the thing that I would hold when I wanted to seem fancy.
That's what it
you know
was.
I mean?
That's what it was. And when you found out you could put the lime in and flip it, when you first learned the lime flip, that you didn't know what it did, but you just stood at the bar.
You go look over at girl
Flipped
like
your
you
shit
want
hard
that?
as hell.
You know you can
Try
get
it.
some of this if you want it because it's on special for like $2.
I'm gonna
It's so
go
funny
ahead
to hear
and
you guys
So you got to
too,
get it
'cause
while the special is going though.
Corona's whole brand is like Find Your Beach and all of that. And in Hawaii, it's not Corona. It's green bottles. Like in Hawaii, it's like whatever comes in green bottles, that's the cool thing. So Heineken was really popular.
Okay.
Steinlager, which is,
Yeah.
I think New Zealand. Like it was like green bottles.
Yeah.
Even St. Pauli girl in green bottles. People loved it. That was just a Hawaii thing.
What
Oh.
is the reason for the green bottle? Is there
There's a light in
something
it.
with
I think it's
light?
like light.
A light affecting.
I mean,
the beer
everyone
at
found
all?
out that actually green bottles are worse for.
Oh, word?
Yeah, because the more light can get through. So the darker it is, the less UV rays. So green bottles is like actually. So basically, everyone in Hawaii likes skunk beer.
I didn't. I
shit.
thought like so.
least
Wait,
Heineken
like
is
green
better
is
than-
Yeah.
worse than like the clear bottles.
Green is better than clear. Clear is the worst.
Yeah, but
green
then
is
green is-
okay, and then
yeah.
brown is,
But that's
and
what
then
it-
cans is even better.
Okay, yeah, no, that's what I thought. Green was at
Oh,
least better than
man.
clear.
Yeah.
But yeah, brown
I hate
is
cans,
the
though.
is
Why
the.
do you
I
hate
do
cans?
hate cans.
I was out. Where was I
Cans?
the other day, and they gave me a
cans.
can.
I like the preservation that you
I
can.
I
with
was
it.
somewhere, and where the fuck was I? It was the other day I was somewhere, and I just ordered a Corona because I wanted
Nostalgia?
to. Yeah, it was just, where were we?
I
Were
don't
you
even.
there?
I don't
Fuck,
know if
I
I
don't
was there.
know.
I don't think I was there.
I just
I haven't
ordered
seen
a
you.
Corona, and they gave me a can of Corona, and I was just like,
A can of.
So who
I
the
didn't
fuck-
even know Corona
Cor-
came
yeah.
in can. Like,
why would you slide me a can?
I never
Why wouldn't
seen
you
a
takes away
can.
all
Why
of
wouldn't you
the-
tell me that you was about to give me a can?
that takes away.
You
all of-
already popped the can, so I technically bought it. It was on some you break, you buy shit. It was
Yeah.
like,
Oh, you cocked it and then
yeah,
gave it. Yeah,
they
you
slid
cracked
it
it and gave
across,
it.
and I just me and I was doing a show at Foxtel because
See,
I
yeah.
opened for Gary Owen and shit.
Southside.
Yeah,
Southside is a place that'll do
Motherfucker
that to
slid
you.
me a can
Southside
of-
will.
Southside
Yeah,
sells.
Southside will
I said, I will
like.
never perform here again. Slide me this can of Corona. I just put mad work in on stage, and they slid me a fucking can. And I stood there with the can, and I tried to like bop and shit with the can.
try to like
Tried
keep
to
it away
swag
from
the can
yeah.
out. I sat at the bar and I put the can on my
Put
knee.
all your hand around it. You just gotta like.
I sat it
completely-
on my knee and it balanced.
Oh, man.
Because the bottom of the can, it was weird, man.
I went on a cruise for my 30th birthday, and they had no American beer, and there was only one bar on the whole ship that had any type of beer that I would drink. And I found Sam Adams. It was the adults only, like Serenity deck. It was to the point where the guy that was behind the bar was like, "I know what you want." I was like, "Thank you. You're the only bar on the ship that has it."
That's what I mean. Shout out to Fresh Fest. That's what I love, like, because this is what we're doing is giving black women a voice and saying, hey, what do you drink? What do you love to drink? And let's pair you up with somebody and let's figure out how we can get you. You know what I mean? The thing that I love most about Fresh Fest last year was the black women coming out and going, you know what? I came here just to support the cause.
I like IPAs.
But now, like, yeah, like, I found beer that I like. Like, I don't even fuck with beer, but I found beer that I like. I found like 4 or 5 beers that I like. That's the fucking, like,
That's
the-
amazing.
that's the movement.
I found out I didn't like beer growing up because my family was drinking the wrong kind of beer.
Yup.
Yeah, well, that's because that was marketed to us.
They like
It was
Coors
old-
Light.
It was
St.
Red
I
Bull,
was like, Coors
Blue
Light
Bull,
is terrible.
Yeah, St. Ives. You'd be like,
Malt liquor.
Like, I
is this
don't
what beer
want
is?
that.
Well, if this is beer, I don't like it. You know what
Yes,
I mean? Yes.
that's the issue. do.
And now we know better. Speaking of beer,
So we got
we gotta get out here and we gotta get through. So first and foremost, the beer that I'm drinking right now, and then let's crack this super ass crazy,
It looks
or whatever.
fancy.
So what is the beer that I'm drinking right now that came in this growler?
So that's BG Steam. So
BG Steam.
Yeah, that's
'Cause
basically
it feels like a lighter.
Yeah, it's our take on the basically first American craft beer, which was Anchor Steam.
Wait, the first American craft beer. Wait, so what?
I mean,
Anchorstein? Never heard this name before.
yeah, tell us about that.
so Anchor Brewing out in California, Fritz Maytag was like the OG craft brewer. Like he was before Jim Cook, before Ken Grossman. He was. I mean, it's maybe not before Yingling, but Yingling doesn't count.
Oh, fuck Yingling. Fuck Trump beer. So yeah, I mean, first and foremost, fuck Trump beer. But
so basically, yeah, the style is technically California Common, which is steam beer. It's an ale lager hybrid. It's a really clean, easy drinking.
so
crushable-
an ale lager hybrid, isn't that the yeast? So you use both?
So you basically take well, there's two ways you can do it, right? There's two methods of like understanding from people. You can either take an ale yeast and ferment it at a lower temperature, or you can take a lager yeast and ferment it at a higher temperature. So it's kind of like but California Common is a
chemistry.
classic.
Several ways to skin a cat.
I'm sure there's some beer nerd that's gonna be like, well, technically you can't do that. Nah.
Yo,
As
that's
always.
personally you
Get
said
the
that.
fuck
He's probably standing outside of Danzy
If you're
Gnome right
that
now.
person, if you're that person, well, technically, donate your Fresh Fest ticks. Donate
You
them.
will not have fun there. Just let that go.
Well, technically-
Donate that to a black woman. Yeah, I mean,
Ice cream can't even be in beer, technically.
Get your ass.
And it was
out
actually really cool because we came up with the idea to do this because we wanted a beer for the outdoor space. And honestly, people love this beer so much that it's almost gone in the tap room, and the outdoor space is opening, the soft openings today, and we don't have enough beer to bring it out here because it's flown through the tap
yo,
room.
this
So you're
shit
saying
is
it's another limited edition?
Yeah,
one.
it's another one-off that.
It's hella drinkable. Like it's a crush. It's all like
Wow,
I don't know. Like I get that cold. Like it's almost like in that Kolsch range of
Yep.
like crushable.
5%.
I'm
easy
telling
drinking.
you.
Wow, even
Yeah,
5%
I need
is
some of this
heavier
to cut
for
my
what
grass, bro.
Like my favorite, like I've been to the tap room a few times. My favorite was when Life gave you lemons. I was so like I had a growler full of that. At
Which
one
is
point.
it's so cool that that's the beer you got attracted to because that is a really special beer because we actually worked with a Pennsylvania malt company that they were basically so it was all Pennsylvania malt. They grew it, malted in Pennsylvania, and then we were basically like, all right, what would pair well with this? It's got this like really nice, like fresh character, and we were like. It was around the winter, and a lot of citrus is in season in winter. So we were like, "Fuck it, throw lemons in it." And honestly, it was one of the beers that the people that enjoyed that beer were so diverse. It was like even the beer nerds were coming in and being like, "I want that."
Yeah, I
'Cause
mean,
you
it's,
taste the malt, you taste the lemon. But it was still beer.
yes.
You know, it wasn't a bunch of fucking Fruit Loops. And
Well, Technically, it's
well,
not
technically,
beer,
it's
but I
not.
like it.
It's no, I don't think anybody. I mean, and it's clear. Mm-hmm. And everybody, yeah, I mean, so there's really nobody that can come in and say anything about
Yeah.
that. Yeah, I mean, like it is a solid fucking ale or lager or a
Hybrid.
lale. Is it a lale?
It's beer. It's all
A lager ale is a lale.
I like
Elder.
that.
An Elger?
Elger.
Ooh, an Elger. Yeah, it's a nice Elger out there. See, he's the wordsmith out this motherfucker.
I'm the dude who's you can tell when a dude's cell phone has been raided several times. I always got something to say on deck. My cell phone my code has been cracked in
So-
every decade of my life.
Yes.
All right, now can we get into this? Like,
Other
'cause
bottle?
this bottle here looks
Yeah.
like crazy, and
All
I
right,
want to get
so-
into this
Sexy
before we
color.
get out. Yeah,
It's
it's
a
like
sexy
wow,
color.
That was my
this shit is
favorite color.
purple.
All right, so
I mean,
Yes.
Uh,
my locks were purple originally.
I'm gonna give a bottle of this to my daughter because her favorite color is purple.
you can take the
can't-
empty because there's no more bottles.
No,
of
no, no,
this.
no, 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 no. She's gonna age it till she's of
oh
age.
shit, we got an exclusive out this motherfucker.
Yeah. So we
exclusive.
World
Ed asked
premiere.
me
premiere.
for the prototype that we did for the anniversary, which was the Nutty Professor, which is a
I
barrel
had a
aged
little bit of that. Yeah.
imperial porter with toasted coconut, macadamia nuts, pecans, almonds, and cinnamon.
That sounds delicious.
It kicked as soon as I walked into the tap room to grab it for you.
Son
So
of a
in my
biscuit.
cellar, our professor Rob Dillman. He is the Nutty Professor.
This motherfucker got a cellar.
He does all these special projects, and one of the other prototypes he did recently was called Fococo Reserve. So he bottled it because he was testing some things out, and I was lucky enough to receive one from him, and we're gonna drink it.
Drink it while Dave's in the bathroom.
Yeah, drink it while he ran.
Because a seal breaker's a deal breaker.
So
Yes.
we're always testing new things, and so this one's got a fancy little wax tab, which
You snooze, you lose, Day.
makes it easier.
Seal
to
breaker's a
open.
deal breaker.
It's
You're gonna
funny,
feel
there
this
were so
one.
many times that I forgot my growler that I have multiple growlers to put with their decorations at people's
And this
houses.
is dope. What's it called? For Coco? What is
Fococo Reserve.
See, and that's apropos for me because wifey got Cocopreneur. Boom, for Coco Reserve. Boom. So let's see. Hold on. Let's make sure that we've given the people enough information about y'all. We went to the restroom. Because I think so for me, just being on this cast one, mad fun. But just if you are sticking to the negative stigma of Braddock, and
You're
and
wrong.
You're wrong as shit.
You're
and you
so
should listen
wrong.
to this hour and understand that this is how the people are, man. We out here living. Out here like
It's community.
it's community. I
being
mean,
part
if
of
you looked
something.
at if once Buzzy puts the pictures out of this, no one like it's just a diverse group of individuals in here. You know what I'm saying? And just out there, you this doesn't
You're on the
even
wrong side of history.
do justice of what's happening outside of these walls.
Yes.
And it's really cool to sit with you all and get a feel for. I mean, I love the fact that me not being from Pittsburgh, my experience with Braddock is just like what's happening here. You know, it's not jaded by historical context of poverty and all that. No, it's just what's happened here
Like, just
and
the
what's
smell of
happening
it.
out there. I didn't like Braddock because Dave repped it so heavy.
Every time somebody has said Braddock today, I've been just so proud
It's a
of this
special
Because
place.
we haven't
man.
gone to East Cleveland and done a podcast. We don't have any breweries
we'll
right
get out
now.
to East Cleveland at some point.
gotta take-
Well,
show
we
on
do
the
East
road.
Cleveland. This is gonna be Hennessy.
It's crazy.
We
PA
don't have
has
no- we
so
don't have
many
no
breweries
breweries.
that it's ridiculous.
Man, I
We're
wish
gonna
I
be
would-
at Tucker's Tucker's Casino on Euclid
I
with
was
some
in
old
Denver
heads.
looking for craft breweries, and they didn't really have that many.
Oh, they're so.
So cheers to this.
Cheers. Here's the 5
For
years,
Coco.
man. 5 years.
Cheers.
Jeez. I just want everybody. I don't know if this is your first time listening to the podcast or whatever, but
That
this
shit
was
smell
the
good.
first black.
Yeah, that
this
is
is the
nice.
first live podcast that we ever did. Brew Gentleman was one of the first sponsors that we've had. Yeah, I mean, like, and I remember the freshman cask, and like
It's
you had it with
delicious.
Grist House and Hitchhiker, and you
You
told
could
us like, hey,
taste-
like if you guys like you guys
Dave's
are
talking,
awesome.
and everyone's mind's just blown by the beer.
Nobody give a fuck about what he talking about.
My mind is blown by the
Because I've
experience
never tasted
and like
anything like that.
the history.
Nobody give a fuck
that
about
is
what he
in
talking
this
about.
beer, man.
This
Like,
beer good as
And
fuck.
I usually, what are the darker kind
This is-
of beers? Like, what is this considered?
This is a barrel aged imperial stout.
Stout.
It's
Man,
It's
I'm
got coconut,
tasting-
it's just-
I am
Usually I'm a
craving
lighter beer type of
vanilla
person.
ice cream right now. I want to pour this beer on top of
Cream.
some ice cream.
Yes.
And watch
you
it
know
roll-
who used to come to the brewery all the time? Leona's ice
Craft
cream used to come.
rules
Yep.
everything
This would be good
around
with
me.
Leona's
Leona's ice cream
Dip
sandwich.
some Leonas in this.
Ooh.
Yes.
And Leona's, I mean, y'all were an integral part of helping Leona's
Integral.
get on there. Yeah, I mean, the feet and
I
whatnot,
was a
like because they were down here.
customer to the point where they knew
trying
what
to-
I liked.
Yeah, they were there. Yo,
They're
I
like,
love-
we
you.
saved
Tell 'em
this
it's
for you.
Italian.
yeah, Kara and Krista, man, they are
Yes.
fucking. Yeah, no, I love them ladies, man. And this is, god damn, this is
I
delicious.
could dip so much in this. I'll dip a Reese's in this motherfucker.
Yeah, yeah.
Oreos.
I'm
Reese's
mad
with a
that I get
Reese's
attached to all the
would
limited
go.
editions, special edition stuff that you guys make.
We only do once or twice.
Yes.
So
what a
did
Reese's
you
would go
already
crazy.
describe what this is? Did you already
Yeah.
do that
Yes.
whole thing while I was like
Yeah.
breaking the seal?
Yeah, we
and
was
whatnot?
trying to drink it before you came out.
Stout, ton of coconut. I mean, it's just a big.
We tried to drink it before
It's
you
a
came out.
dessert
man.
beer,
Yeah,
and
no,
that's.
man.
It is a dessert beer.
I'm like, is that a thing? A dessert beer?
Yeah, you're one and done on that. And when you
What's
crack
the
that
ABV
bottle
on
like
this?
that, that's your whole night.
10, 12.
It's got to be a 10. It can't be nothing
Some-
less
I think
than a 10.
it's a little bit. Yeah, about 10 or so.
Yeah.
But
I think stouts, honestly, I feel like Stouts are my favorite. A well-crafted stout, I think, is my favorite.
It's mine.
It serves its place.
I don't know the
It's
difference.
not
So
my favorite.
I don't know the difference between a stout and a
But
porter.
I would drink
Eh.
this one every day if it was available.
No, you will not. You are a mayor. You will drink it responsibly.
Responsibly.
You will lose your title if you drink this every night.
I don't know the difference between a stout and a porter, but I like dark and I like aged. I like barrel is life for me. Yeah, I mean, there's the Haze Boys. Yeah, I mean, like,
But it's still balanced.
yeah.
Taste-
You
Yo.
can still
It's
taste
full of
everything.
layers.
It's still a
Nobody
beer,
heard what
but
Buzzy is
there's
saying over
there's
here, but
complexity
balls,
if you're
all
looking
of it.
for it. But at the end of the day, it's
He said it's chewy.
it's all
He said it's big,
balanced.
thick.
It's
I need
soft.
to pause
it's
him.
expressive. It's
It allows it like you can sit and you can sip and you can allow it to open up. And that's the thing
Yep.
that I've learned is patience in beer.
Yep.
Like, yeah, I mean, is that like, it's because once you get past the like I'm drinking to get
his
fucked
bag
up,
right now.
you start to like get to the flavor and then you realize like you take a sip and you just let that open up on your palate on the back end. Yeah, I mean, and that shit keeps going and
That's
it
why-
keeps going. You're like, oh, I see the cocoa nib,
feel
or
like-
like,
Yes.
oh,
feel
there's
like-
a little bit of, is that
like
fruit or some
before
shit?
beer, I was into wine, and I recently tasted a wine that was aged in a barrel that was made for rum, and
Yeah.
I was like, "This is delicious." It like teeters the line of wine.
Yeah, well, you can catch those barrel
Liquor,
notes. That
yeah, I
shit
mean, you get
Yeah.
you be feeling fancy. I feel fancy like the stouts we've been getting lately. Like that be making me feel important.
them is the for me is the pinnacle of beer. Like stout,
No,
like a
stouts,
good barrel
a good
aged stout
fucking
is the
stout.
pinnacle of beer for me
It's
because
so many stages in the taste.
Yes.
I've got a sweet tooth, and honestly, Rob has been satisfied with the beers. He's been, all the special prototypes and all these things. I mean, it's at the end of the day, my favorite beer is both biased and unbiased.
We
General
need more
Braddock's,
dessert
but
beers.
I love to end the night with a dessert
We need
beer,
to
something
make
sweet.
this a thing.
Yeah.
from my understanding, and
Go
like
ahead,
I
make
might have
Braddock
been
the dessert beer capital.
I may have been led wrong, but from my understanding, like there have been a few brewers that have come through here at BG that have gone on to like start their own breweries,
Yeah.
like very well successful breweries. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like, which I feel like is a testament to Brew Gentlemen in itself. Yeah, I mean the cultivation of
trap
a.
house, bro.
Yeah, I mean.
Hey, if we can,
Trap.
there were so many people that were willing to take a chance on Ace and I when we first got started. I mean, we were underdogs. We were idiots. We didn't know what we were doing, but there were people that were willing to help us. If we can help other people on their journeys, if this can be a timestamp for them in their lives, and they can create something meaningful here and then move on to bigger
So
and better things.
do you want to talk about some of the brewers that have
he wanna
come
do a
from
whole
there?
nother
You know what I mean,
cast.
like who has come through and built?
Yeah, I
do
mean, we've there's a brewery out in Colorado that he was
shit.
our first brewer. His name was Brandon, and he ended up, I guess, he moved out to Colorado. He said he told us like my heart was always in Colorado. I wanted to be out there. And so he moved out there he was with us for about 6 to 8 months, and then went out and started that, and apparently they're doing very well. And then Andrew Witchy at Dancing Gnome, he
DG.
he went to one of the schools like American Craft Brewers Guild, and then you had to do like a stint at a brewery, and so he spent some time at our brewery, but also like he was there on opening day for us. Like Andrew was so excited about beer, and he came up to us at our first event, which was at the Independent, and just said, "I just want to introduce myself. I love
Yeah.
beer. I'm homebrewing and all the things." And like, it's so great that he's got, he's brought something to the table in Pittsburgh craft beer, and he's pushed the industry forward in a lot of different ways. And he's not doing what we're doing. He's doing something completely different with the can releases and new
We
beers
make
every
national
week.
But, I mean-
headlines for
and-
Brew Gentlemen.
But the fact that you're able to cultivate, yeah, I mean, like the like
He had
like,
his own vision for what he wanted beer to be, and he took it and ran with it, and that's awesome. And we just want to continue. Like, I think
give
what
people
it,
the tools.
what it really boils down to, and even tonight with the space, like it's just people. And one of the things that we said, you just continue to invest and trust people, and you just let them do their thing. And even with the outdoor space, it was empty because we were getting it ready and we were stressing out and trying to get it up and ready for tonight. And then everyone walked in, and I was like, oh, you know what was missing? The people. And now they're here.
Yeah.
And now it feels really good.
And we were when we were talking earlier, we were talking about we've seen more people from the community out here, and I don't think it's just the party brought them here. The fact that it's an outdoor space is what
it's another space, and we talked a lot about that, and that was something really meaningful to us with the outdoor space was, it's going to be a beer garden when we're open, and the reason we didn't call it BG Beer Garden was because it can be other things. And so that's why we called it BG Open Air, because it's this open space. We want other folks in the community to see it as a third space, because
like as a venue. In a sense?
venue. I mean, if even if Braddock Youth Project wants to come and eat their lunch here on a weekday over the summer, they have tables and chairs where they can be somewhere.
That is awesome.
And it's one of those things, and it's really sad, and it's a kind of where America is right now. Public parks and the library are basically the only place you're allowed to go and not spend money. Everything is consumerism. Everything is you have to spend money to be here. You have to buy a coffee to sit here. There's not these open spaces where you can just be and not work and meet people.
Not even church.
I mean, church, you got to put money in the
Church. You can't even go to church without.
Everyone's going to call you out if they don't see you putting something in.
Yeah.
Nah.
I remember my mom giving me $1 and be like, here, put that in.
At least make the effort.
Yeah, just throw it in. Yeah, I mean, like.
Don't take it out.
So
I've reached in my pocket and pulled nothing out and just put my hand in the basket and then passed it. I ain't have nothing to tie.
So just to wrap up, because we got to get out of here, and we had a whole ass thing going on.
My
or whatever.
first podcast.
Well, thank you for. Oh shit! Did we?
This is
I
my
ain't even
very
gonna go
first
into the reference
podcast.
that usually is.
Yeah, you
for
was
that.
about to. You
I
was about to say
some
something.
shit.
He was
We ain't
about to go back
there.
to that
We ain't
Sam
about to-
Adams
we ain't about to
reference.
go there. But my last question, wrap it up or whatever. So how do we in Braddock marry like the community in employment with the businesses that are sprouting up in this neighborhood? I mean, like, how do we see more like black employment, black in inclusiveness, not just diversity. Diversity is cool.
Yeah.
Diversity is people like in it and whatever. But like inclusiveness is, as I'm not saying equity and whatnot or whatever. Like, like in it and jobs and employment and.
I'm glad that you mentioned that, because he's right. We talk to each other. And secondly, we've been looking at sustainability as like a financial aspect. And I've been looking at sustainability as, what do you want from your community? What can you put in your community? Like the intangible things. Mm-hmm. Like I would like to bring a lot of artists to Braddock to like, hey, you want to paint this community center? Hey, you want to paint this new business? Like pair like community artists with the businesses so they could feel like they have some equity in their community.
And honestly, to talk to this point more, because it's come up before, and it's one of the things that we've tried to be extremely thoughtful about. It's hard. It's really fucking hard. And honestly, starting a business is really fucking hard. And people when we first opened were ripping on us because it's like, hiring the community, all this. It was like, we don't even fucking know how to run a business. How are we supposed to do all these things when Asa and I are still like just taking enough to make it so that we can continue to reinvest in the business. But we're finally getting to that point where we're like, all right, we're going to have more availability in jobs where we have the time and we have the staff where we can train people. Because the worst thing we could possibly do is say all that shit and then lead people on and then not actually train them the right way and then just blow smoke up people's asses. Where what we really want to do is we want to make sure that when we say we're going to do it, we have the ability to follow through and actually provide growth for people and actually provide a platform where you can step up and there's actually job training, there's actually accountability, there's actually learning, there's actually reinvestment. And that's fucking hard. And I know I've dropped a lot of F-bombs.
It's all right, man.
I know.
Your business is big. If Chardae dropped the F-bomb, now we
I know this
for
podcast.
trouble. But I will say...
But it's
Buzzy ain't gonna delete none of that shit out. Buzzy be telling us.
No, he don't
Look,
never
I
delete
listened
another
to the
fucking
last
thing.
cast.
I
You
guess
had
I've
all
been
the
in here a
lost
long
footage
time
on that
because
motherfucker,
my
man.
best friend from childhood, she's like,
Yeah,
Let's
you
go.
you are
Yeah.
still in the podcast.
Yeah. Well,
But it's hard.
And we're
And
gonna
we're gonna keep
appreciate the
keep
nobility,
putting
man,
effort in,
like-
and we're gonna keep working with people in the community. And we're gonna keep talking because the most important thing you can do is be out there and actually talk to each other.
Yes.
Because guess what? We're all people, and we all have the same goals. We want to belong to something and be part of a community that cares.
We have the same struggles.
We have the same struggles.
Yes.
Yeah, it's easy to criticize from the outside, but once you get into it, it's a whole other thing. And I do appreciate that model of, all right, if we're going to do it, let's do it like like you said, sustainability, as opposed to just like, some bullshit. I mean, so
Yeah, no, I mean, I think this podcast has spoke for itself. Like, if you want to feel community, if you want to feel, investment, man, come to Braddock. Like, I think you all repped very well, and it
come
felt
to Braddock.
All right, chill, bro.
We're resilient.
Chill.
You get what you put into it, though, too.
I'm trying-
so
I'm
if you're
trying-
willing to work hard.
I'm trying to give him, you know what I mean?
The
But damn,
bottom.
bro, we not beefing right now.
Started from the bottom, now we
No,
here.
much respect to what you all have done, what you're doing.
Hopefully
It's
this
really
time next year you come and you be like, oh, it's a little different.
well, you know me, like I'm a money guy, so what I'm gonna try to do is gentrify this motherfucker. I'm trying to buy But on some real shit though, all jokes aside, it's very refreshing to see individuals, who are invested in the community, who have influence. You're a mayor, you're a business owner.
The youngest in Allegheny County. I
you're
never
That's
intended
so
to make
awesome.
history.
but
I own a
committed
dog.
to, and we
Yes.
need younger, like Pittsburgh, this area. We need young people, man.
Get
We're tired
involved.
of-
You
know
are
what I'm saying?
you are a breath of fresh air of politics.
But you got
I just
on the
wanna say
glitter
that.
skirt and shit. Like I love it. You were skating. You heard yourself skating. Like it's so dope to be in the city right now because you never know who's going to be what where, but you just know if you invest, it'll be dope. And I don't know how we're gonna title this shit, but I know it's good. It's really refreshing for me to watch you because it's where you're from. You know what I'm saying? He's always
Hometown
been
hero.
pro Braddock, always repped, you know what I'm saying? And it's really dope. So we thank you for coming on. We thank you for all you do. We thank
Yeah.
you for this beer mat. We thank you for
course.
what you do, what you're going to do for the furtherance of, the growth of Braddock, the investment into small business. It's shit. But congrats on 5
And
years
Yeah.
here.
I was gonna say, yeah, and
That's a
to
feat.
5 years, but also to all the people listening, like, come down this summer.
Come fucking down.
We're at the Soft Open and BG Open Air. It's $5 beers all summer long.
Yes.
It's
All summer?
$5 beers.
$5
$5 beers
Bro,
all
take
summer
the
long.
extra and
All
buy
summer
some
long.
joy.
We're working with the
That's worth
Braddock.
the gas money.
We're working with Shauna to do pretzels in the outdoor space. So we're going to be working with the Trade Institute, and they're going to be doing job training to make the pretzels for the outdoor space. So we're working with other people in the community.
Shout out to Hootie.
Yeah,
I mean,
and Hootie's doing a pig roast tonight. We want everyone to participate and be here. And like I said, that's why it's called Open Air, and we all are welcome. And in the meantime, we're going to build a brewery. So you might see us working on an expansion, but
In
more beer for more people
Trap
soon.
House.
It's great to have growing pains.
Yeah.
Those are good kind of problems to have where you need more space.
Yep.
Y'all making me jealous. I gotta do some shit with a brick and mortar. We need a Drinking Partners podcast institute. DP Podcast Institute, where you can come down.
we need to be
Open
more
up an
successful, I
event
think, which is
space.
like-
Nah,
Where
man,
people come to
know what I
you.
mean? This is very much in line with what we do with Fresh Fest. This is very much in line with what we promote, diversity.
And just in case
Fresh
anybody was,
Fest.
by the way, this is a collaboration with Fresh Fest, Chardae and Brew Gentlemen. So shout out.
No
to-
hints yet.
Yeah, I mean, so come through, and
just
get
make this stout again.
Please do.
So we appreciate Chardae, Matt. Give them where they can find you. You can just say, I guess they can find you in Braddock on the streets.
You can find me in Braddock, of course, but you can also find me on Instagram at JustDay. You could find me on Twitter at JustDay. You can find me on my blog is omgitsjustday.com.
Brew Gentlemen, everything. /Brew Gentlemen, @Brew Gentlemen, .brewgentlemen.com, Google Brew Gentlemen, come to Brew Gentlemen. We tried to make it easy for you.
brand continuity, man. I've been
Yes.
saying it from the fucking beginning of this podcast. I'll keep saying it. Brand continuity
Well,
matters.
Yes.
show them how that looks, Dave. Tell them where they can find
Hey,
us.
man, if you're looking for us, you can find us on epicastnetwork.com/partnerspod. You can find us on iTunes, Stitcher, Libsyn, Google Play, and
Googleable.
Spotify under Drinking Partners. You can find us on IG, Twitter, and Facebook at Partnerspod.
Hey, listen, we want to thank again once again our guests, Chardae and Matt, coming through, blessing us with some knowledge. As always, Drinking Partners is the crew. Epicast is the family. I'm off this stout, and we
you.
out.
Thank you.
It was like 30 minutes in. I went out and I looked at Ace. I was like, I was like, I gotta edit out a little bit of ignorance here. I'm from A. A little bit of ignorance.